Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I'm so glad you happened upon this video today. It's a fun one. I'm excited to be sharing my July and August 2024 favorites. I've just combined them because the summer has absolutely flown by and it's time to share some favorites. I did share some back in June, or my June favorites this year, and that was a lot of fun. So I've been kind of collecting a list and I've got a group of items around me here on the couch and on the table that I wanted to share with you today. But if you are new here, I love sharing about things like homemaking, motherhood, and homeschooling, especially homeschooling. And this is always a fun way to mix it up on my channel. I know it's been a little while since I've shared a video. I feel like it's been a while. Maybe it hasn't, but the summer, like I said, has just gone by so quickly. I feel like between travel and events and everything, we have just seen it evaporate. And we are already into our third week of our homeschool year and it's been going well so far. I look forward to hopefully sharing some updates and reflections on how it's been going so far, maybe some flip throughs coming up here. I know that some of you have asked to see flip throughs of the curriculum. If you want to see the curriculum that we have been using, or that I selected for us for this year and we have been using, I have videos up about Sophie's first grade curriculum and then also Soren's pre-K. So that's fun. I can link those down below. But today's video is a different focus. I guess maybe a couple of the items have to do with homeschooling, but other than that, it's kind of random categories, random items, and I hope it's fun for you to watch. All right, I don't categorize this very much, and so we're just going to jump in and I'll randomly pick items that I have on a list here. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my laptop because I like to keep notes on my laptop so I don't miss anything. And also a couple items are related to kids, but not everything is. So I hope this video is fun and helpful for you. All right, let's jump in. The first item I wanted to share with you are Svea's Little Love Bug shoes. That's the brand. It's called Little Love Bug. And okay, first of all, aren't they darling? As you can see, they've been worn quite a bit and I just think they're so darling. Aren't they so cute? Little tennis shoes for my little 1.5-year-old. And the reason I wanted to share these, not just because they're a random pair of cute shoes for my child, these are a really, really great brand. And like I said, it's called Little Love Bug, and they're made to be especially healthy or accommodating for your little one's growing feet. And so they are very developmentally appropriate. And this is one of the, I think, 2 or 3 types of soles of bottoms that they offer. This one I think is called the barefoot sole, and they have one called the minimalist sole. But basically you can kind of hop on their website, I'll link it for you down below, and you can research what the difference is. But I really wanted Svea, as she has been walking and running and climbing so much, to have that support she needs, because she's really, really on the go and she's still like a baby to me and she's still growing so much. So I wanted healthy shoes for her. So I had actually been researching, I think podiatrist or occupational therapist or physical therapist recommended shoes. Not that we have had to see any of those, but basically I just wanted something that was recommended for healthy growing feet. So Little Love Bug is such a cute company. These are Svea's little sandals. Aren't they darling? They are so cute. So there's something really cute about little shoes for little people. So anyway, that is Little Love Bug, and I will link them down below. The next thing I wanted to share with you, it's not really an item I can show you, but it's a concept, I guess. I got my colors done. If you've heard of that phrase, getting your colors done, it's when someone analyzes your natural skin tone, like without makeup on and without, you know, tanning or all that extra stuff that we add to ourselves. So they analyze your natural hair color, hair tone as much as they can, and your natural skin tone, and all of those little elements that kind of go together into creating our own, like what our natural color scheme is. And then they figure out what season you are, or there are other ways I'm sure to categorize or label what you are. It's kind of like, I want to say a personality test, but it's not really like that because it's not really explaining very many things about who, like how you act, but it can really help with your confidence level. So what I did was I did an online session with someone named Elizabeth Bennett. I know, it sounds like Pride and Prejudice, and that's actually how I remembered her. I had been considering getting my colors done with her. I remembered her name from like a year ago. It was Lizzie Bennett or Elizabeth Bennett. She's on Instagram. I will link her account down below. She is so kind, and she does a great job. So basically what she did was a virtual, I think it's like a consult or analysis, but anyway, I did a virtual one because we don't even live in the same state. And so you send her a couple pictures beforehand without makeup on, in a natural light, all of that kind of thing. And then she takes the time to analyze or to evaluate that even before your session with her, and that helps her to kind of get a head start on it. But then you have a virtual meeting with her. It wasn't Zoom, but it was something similar to that. And you sit in a window where the natural light is coming in, and I believe you don't have makeup on for that either. Yeah. And then you have all sorts of colors that you pull from your closet. I pulled like onesies from Svea's closet, and you're basically doing a virtual draping session, which is when they let me grab a living room blanket here. They hold it up under, or you hold it up under your chin, and you're kind of comparing different warm and cool toned colors and all of that. It's very fun. I think it's really interesting. So all that being said, I did a session this summer with Elizabeth Bennett, and she was so kind, so helpful, and after the meeting, you know, we took another picture and stuff like that, and she got back to me with a whole personalized, basically saying what my season was, and then you get your own Pinterest board that has all the color recommendations for clothing for your season. So I am a soft summer, for anyone who's curious, or if you've heard of that before. I'm a soft summer, and so, like, for instance, the color I'm wearing right now is supposed to be one of my colors. This is just a random t-shirt I had. I'm sitting down during quiet time here today while one of my kids is napping and the other two are doing quiet time upstairs. So I'm wearing a random t-shirt, but this is one of my colors. It kind of helps me as I'm going through my closet to really see what is most flattering, and sadly harsh black and some of the other colors that I was gravitating towards weren't super flattering on me. Now, this is not like a rigid rule. You don't get in trouble if you wear any other color, but basically it just is to help you kind of gravitate towards or lean towards colors that are more flattering for your skin tone. And she was showing me things that I never would have thought of, about like how certain colors are creating like almost a reflection that accentuates like underneath your chin, and just all sorts of fascinating things. But anyway, it helps me as I also clothing shop in the future. I am a year and a half postpartum from Svea right now, after having Svea. And so it's kind of this time when I'm like, she's not weaned yet, but it's this time when I'm starting to look for more clothes, or I'm just like, when I'm shopping, I'm wanting something that is not always nursing friendly as much. And so it really helps me to have a little screenshot on my phone of what a soft summer would wear, like what it's like, a whole color palette. And so that's really fun. I just wanted to mention that getting my colors done was really helpful. Maybe it will be for you too. If you think it'd be something you'd be interested in, I will link Elizabeth Bennett's account down below. It is less expensive than those other like in-person House of Color styling sessions and things like that. So if you've been considering getting your colors done, I highly recommend Elizabeth Bennett. It was a lot of fun, and I know that it is something that I can always use. Like, I can always refer back to that or remember in my mind what colors are most flattering on me as I am shopping, and just all the years moving forward. So really worth it, I think, and that was definitely a favorite thing that I did this summer. My next favorite is this Dove Care and Protect hand wash. I don't know if it's gonna zoom in on this for you, hang on. Dove Care and Protect hand wash. This one is antibacterial, and it has actually been wonderful. And I actually got it based on a recommendation from my dermatologist who I saw this summer, and I talked with her about just how my hands tend to struggle with being dry. I think a lot of moms have this problem because we wash our hands like 100 times a day. And so we just end up with kind of rough or raw hands, especially in Minnesota when we have like dry winters, you know, like the house is so dry during the winter, stuff like that. So I asked her, even though it's antibacterial, does that really help not dry out my hands and stuff? And she said yes. So this is what they had sitting in the dermatologist's office, like in all of the exam rooms, and that makes me a lot more apt to trust this recommendation too, because they were using it. And I have loved it. It says here 10-layer nourishment. This one kills germs, which you don't have to get the antibacterial one if that's not your thing. But I would still highly recommend this Dove Care and Protect hand wash. I buy it from Walmart. And I have noticed that my hands have been a lot less dry. They've struggled a lot less. I usually have been using things like soft soap or, oh man, I've tried all sorts of brands, and I have not had to kind of do my overnight hand lotion whole regimen thing when I have been using this. So if you are just struggling, I do recommend this soap. I hope it helps you too. My next item, my next favorite, is kind of hard to show. It's not going to zoom in well if I took my earring out here, but basically I have these new earrings. All of my earrings are from this brand called Olive and Piper, and I will link that down below as well, along with everything else. But Olive and Piper has really, really cute earrings. I think I shared in a past vlog, I typically liked to wear ones that had like 2 different gems and a faux pearl in them, and it looked like 3 little things kind of grouped together. It was just a stud earring. These ones are it's a stud still, but it looks like a tiny little half hoop or something. And maybe I can insert a screenshot from their website or something like that. But anyway, Olive and Piper has really cute earrings. For my birthday this year, I got a gift card from my mom, and I used that to buy earrings, and I have really enjoyed them. I think they're really cute and flattering and still elegant too. They're not too simple. They have just a little touch of maybe sparkle to them or something that adds a little visual interest, but they're just still a pretty good basic thing. So I have like 3 pairs of Olive and Piper earrings now, and I like to rotate between those. Another couple favorites here are things that I can't really show you unless I guess I insert a screenshot or a picture or something. But one of them was a trip we took this summer. We were gone for 2 weeks with the family, with the 5 of us, to Washington, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Iowa. So yeah, we were gone a while. Actually, it was after Bjorn, my husband, had had 2 weeks of military training. He had Army annual training for 2 weeks in July. He came home for one night. It was like the day where a ton of flights were all canceled, and he managed to get home, and he got home for one night, and then we were leaving the next morning. So I'm so grateful he was able to get home so we could all road trip back out east. But anyway, he was gone for 2 weeks. Then we went on our road trip for 2 weeks. He had a conference in Washington, D.C., so that was kind of the ultimate end goal, or why we were going, where we were going. And we also stopped by and saw family in Pennsylvania, and several times actually throughout that 2-week stretch. And we spent time in Williamsburg, Virginia. We went to Virginia Beach. Bjorn and I had actually spent the entire summer in Virginia, our first summer of marriage. We actually treated it like our honeymoon. So in, summer 2014, Bjorn and I were there because he had Army training all summer, and we had gotten married in March, and so we treated just a whole summer in Virginia. We were both teachers as our long honeymoon. Granted, he had Army training throughout the day, but he had weekends off typically, so we did a lot of adventuring out there, and it was really fun to go back to Virginia Beach, especially with our now 3 children. And we did Williamsburg, the Colonial Williamsburg, which is like a living museum where you walk through this whole town where everyone is dressed up and they're willing and excited to teach you about, whatever trade they're working on, like a blacksmith shop or something like that. So we did that. We did the beach. We spent time in Pennsylvania, and we saw my sister-in-law in Iowa too on our way back. We got to go to my niece's birthday party when we were out there in Pennsylvania. So just lots of fun family time and adventuring time. The kids and I forgot to mention, while Bjorn had his 5 days of a conference in Washington, D.C., the kids and I, instead of sitting in the hotel room, we were already planning to do some touristy things. So our hotel was actually close enough to the National Mall, so I took the kids with me every day to explore, and we grabbed the stroller and we made sure we were all ready for our day, and we just walked over to the National Mall, and we did 2 different days we did Smithsonian stuff. So we did 2 different days at the Museum of Natural History, which was amazing, and we did a day at the Air and Space Museum, which was also awesome. So we did a lot of fun stuff in Washington, D.C., and I'm so glad the kids got to have an opportunity to really be tourists there. And that was something I can't really show you as an item, but that was a huge favorite. Another huge favorite this summer was the county fair. We love our fair every year. It is so much fun. I like to enter photography, enter photos in the fair. I entered 5 this year, but we especially love just wandering the fair. So Bjorn is usually busy in a booth, and so the kids and I just love to kind of do all the not the back roads, but you know, like all the back hidden corners of the fair, kind of the livestock barns and all of that. I love pretending like that was something I did as a kid, even though I didn't grow up showing animals and stuff. It's so fun to be kind of immersed in this more rural country farm life culture here. And we do farm, but we don't currently live on a farm. We live in town here, and so it's really fun to just walk around and see all of the farm animals and just kind of daydream about maybe if we want to show animals someday, or the kids can daydream about maybe projects they want to make and show for 4-H someday, all sorts of things. So we get a season pass every year, and then we're there every day of the fair basically, and it's always fun. It's tiring, long, hot days. We especially go in the afternoon and evening, but it is so much fun, and the fair is just full of priceless memories every year. Okay, switching gears, another favorite that I have is it's my mom's marbled brownie recipe, and I will see how I can kind of link it down below, or maybe you could message me on Instagram and then I'll send you a picture of the recipe. I don't know if that's easier for you, but we'll figure something out. Basically, marbled brownies are when you make a from scratch brownie, like the typical chocolate brownie batter, and then you make a small amount of a cream cheese batter. So kind of like how you would start a cheesecake maybe. And you kind of swirl those two together in a pan, and they turn out so pretty. They're very beautiful, but also very, very delicious. I actually made and ate a lot of those brownies, the marbled brownies, when I was pregnant with Svea, which is funny because I typically am not like someone who wants to eat dessert all the time. I usually like saltier snacks, but anyway, I loved those when I was pregnant with Svea, and they are making a comeback, I guess, in our family right now. I like to bring them when I go to someone's house, or make them when I know that we're getting together with family for the weekend or something like that. So marbled brownies, maybe you can look up a recipe, but I will try to somehow figure out how to get you that recipe. If I forget to link it down below, just message me on Instagram or email me, and I will get you the recipe for those marbled brownies, because you have to make them and try them for yourself. My next favorite is this perfume. Oh boy, how do I want to show this to you? It kind of came in a whole pack, see? So it's, this is a perfume discovery set, which it's gonna last me forever and ever. So I'm not really someone who has ever worn perfume a lot, but a while ago I actually bought this. The reason I'm including it in today's video though is I've actually begun using this perfume. It's called Skylar. I think it's just Skylar perfume, and it is called Clean Beauty. It's hypoallergenic, safe for sensitive skin. Yeah, I kind of liked the hypoallergenic thing, especially, and the sensitive skin thing, because I do have sensitive skin, and I didn't want to be like sneezing all day and or making myself just feel uncomfortable. But I have loved each of these scents in their perfume discovery set, and especially the Salt Air and Isle Escape. They have one called Capri Summer, Pink Canyon, and Vanilla Sky. But I've really especially liked the first two I mentioned, and they have just been a fun addition to kind of getting ready for my day this summer. So I did want to recommend that Skylar perfume. Okay, the next item I wanted to share is what we call our sleepy lotion. Oh boy, let's see if I can zoom in or focus on it for you. Nope. Anyway, it is called Junior's Bedtime Lotion, and it is what we call sleepy lotion. It's a topical magnesium lotion. we are almost out of it here. The kids have gone through many of these. I have the adult one, which I just call my sleepy lotion. It is like I said, a topical magnesium lotion. The kids one has vanilla, chamomile, lavender, and I don't know, coconut oil in it, but it smells like vanilla, chamomile, and lavender. It's very comforting as part of an evening routine. I forgot to mention it's from the brand called H Sheep Organics, and I've loved their stuff ever since I was pregnant with, I believe, with Soren. So that's been like, what, 5 years now that I've loved this sleepy lotion, and it does help me fall asleep more easily. I feel like the jury is still out on if it makes my kids sleepy, but I think it does help a little bit to relax them. What I especially like using it for is if the kids say they have a growing pain or if they have a sore or aching muscle, then I put a little bit of this on, or they'll ask for it too. And I feel like that magnesium, isn't that what Epsom salts are, like an Epsom bath? Anyway, I feel like magnesium really helps with a stressed out muscle or something like that. So it's comforting, soothing. If it's part of a bedtime routine, then they kind of get to know that smell, and hopefully that signals to them and their bodies that it's time to relax and go to sleep. So I did want to mention this H Sheep Organics Junior's Bedtime Lotion. Another item I wanted to mention I have in my pocket here. It is an ouchless hair tie, and I'm not going to be able to get a great picture of this either, but these are kind of, they almost look like nylons, you know, like someone's tights or those tan colored nylons, but they're kind of rolled up and I don't really see much of a seam on them. I just love how ouchless they are. Sophie would probably argue that they're not that ouchless just because she really doesn't like hair ties getting stuck in her hair a little bit there, but they definitely are more gentle than other hair ties. I like to use them when I put my hair up, and I use them a lot, especially with my daughter. Not both of my daughters, because one of them doesn't have very much hair, but definitely look into these ouchless hair ties if you are looking for something that is a little less rough and has a little less tugging when you're trying to get it out. Okay, another item I wanted to share with you that has been a favorite of mine for a while is this Lumi deodorant. You might have seen commercials for this. I feel like that's how I first heard about it, is just commercials. It wasn't like from walking through the store. But anyway, Lumi is an aluminum-free deodorant, which I definitely wanted. This one says 72-hour odor control, and I would say that I agree with that. It is a really, really good deodorant. The best that I've ever used. In the past, I've tried Native, I've tried, was it Tom's? There's another one that I tried that just like I was allergic to it, even though it was one of those all-natural deodorants. And so this one my skin does not struggle with. It truly keeps you odor-free for a long time, like days. And I still like to wear it every day, but it's like if you forgot, you are actually not in trouble. And so I love this Lumi deodorant. I feel like it definitely lives up to the hype. If you've heard the hype, it definitely lives up to the hype. And this is the smooth solid, so it's just like a normal, I guess what I would picture as a normal deodorant stick. And I get the scent lavender sage because I really like lavender, but they have other ones too, including like an unscented one if you just want to be completely unscented, no odor and no scent. But basically that Lumi deodorant has been wonderful, and I did want to include that here in my favorites video. Okay, another fun favorite is this flameless candle. It's one of those battery operated candles. I know it's not the same as the real thing, but with young children around, I just really don't feel like lighting candles. I'm worried I'll forget to, or someone will bump into it. We just don't want any accidents happening. So anyway, I had a while back looked into flameless candles. This one kind of bends slightly at the top because yeah, it has like a little wire. It looks like a real wick to me, and it especially is realistic looking when you turn it on, and because it's coated in wax. So it's not like a hard shiny plastic, it's actually coated in wax. And you've got let me show you. Whoops, it unscrews here. There's like the little spring and everything, and you stick the battery in, screw that on, and I don't know how well it'll show up here, but basically it is a very realistic and flickering looking candle, especially when it's like dark in the room, or the lights are off, it looks very, very real, and I love it so much. I think it adds such a relaxing feel to our bedroom, and yeah, I wanted to recommend that candle. I will link it down below. I looked for a while before I found this one on Amazon, I believe, and it works really well. So I wanted to mention that here in case you're looking for a candle that does not involve fire. Okay, the next item on our my favorites list that I wanted to mention that is kind of funny. You'll have to bear with me because I don't think I have an attractive picture of it, but I'll try to describe it in an appetizing way for you. It's a bedtime snack or a late night snack, any time of the day, that Bjorn and I enjoy. And it is it's 3 ingredients. It is cucumbers, Laughing Cow cheese, so that cheese spread, cucumbers, Laughing Cow cheese, and pepperoni. I know it sounds funny, but I came across just like one of those screenshot quick recipe pictures on Pinterest, and I saved it a while back, and it is so good. It is such a good snack when you're craving something, but the cucumber makes you feel like you're having a healthy snack. So what we like to do is we personally peel the cucumber and then we slice it up into slices. You spread a little Laughing Cow cheese on it, and each cucumber slice gets a slice of pepperoni on top, and it's like tiny pizza bites basically. It's kind of pizza flavor minus like eating all the bread that's in pizza, but it's a really fun snack idea. And my husband does not usually like cucumbers, but he likes this snack. It's that good. It's really craveable, and we like to bring that out kind of on a cutting board, almost like a little date night at night. So we don't do that every night, but probably for a while there we were going a couple times a week at least. We were enjoying our cucumber, Laughing Cow cheese, and pepperoni snacks. So I wanted to mention that in case you are in the market for a fun new snack idea. Okay, my next favorite, I know it looks dirty looking, I'm sorry, but that just shows you that it truly is a favorite. I only share things with you that I truly use and love. This is my speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It's JBL, I believe, but it's called the JBL clip. I think this is clip number 3. They have like different generations of it. This is an older one maybe, but it has lasted forever. And it has a clip with, it's like a carabiner on it, and I love that so much because I can hook it to the belt loop of my jeans as I walk around the house, and if I want music or a podcast to stay with me as I go, but I still don't want earbuds in for whatever reason, it can come with me. I also love playing this. I just turn it on and play music in the morning, like my peaceful evening playlist. It's been called my peaceful evening playlist for forever, but I especially like it in the morning nowadays too. Peaceful music goes on this in the morning. Also during our homeschool time, I have it over here on the coffee table so that it is playing our classical music for kids playlist that I made, full of not obnoxious classical music, if you know what I mean. Not obnoxious classical music for our kids, whichever child is doing independent work over on their little desk in the living room. I have this playing music near them. When else do I use this? I sometimes use this. I actually can hang it on our towel hook outside of the shower. I believe this is just a waterproof Bluetooth speaker. I'm pretty sure that these JBL speakers are waterproof, so I actually love listening to music when I'm in the shower, or sometimes I continue a podcast or something if it's in the evening, and I just love this clip speaker so much. It's Bluetooth again, and yeah, I will link it down below. It's dirty because I was cooking near it and I think I got turmeric on it, but it is really wonderful. So if you're in the market for a nice speaker, definitely check that one out. The next item I wanted to share with you is our homeschool sharpener, our pencil sharpener. And well, we use it for school, but anyone can use it anytime. And I just found it on Amazon. I think the brand is called AFMAT, but anyway, it is wonderful because it actually fits 2 sizes of pencils. So we use with my young kids those My First Ticonderoga pencils, and so they're those thicker orange pencils, the thicker number 2 ones, and so this hole accommodates those easily and it sharpens them beautifully, but it automatically adjusts to if you're doing a thinner like colored pencil or something like that. So I love it. It's a plug-in electric pencil sharpener, and it's easy to screw the top off and quickly dump it. The kids haven't really hurt it or, you know, gotten anything stuck in it permanently. And it's, like I said, easy to clean out. It sharpens things beautifully. I just love our pencil sharpener so much, and I don't want to go without it because we have colored pencils and school pencils used all the time, and it's just so easy. I do have a couple handheld pencil sharpeners that the kids know how to use. I think that's a good enough skill to know how to use those too, if you don't have electric ones around. But this one we just love so much, so I will link that down below for you as well. Okay, another favorite is homeschool related, and it is our 5 in a row curriculum, or our 5 in a row book. And this is volume 2 because it doesn't matter like which volume you buy. It's just, so for 5 in a row, I guess I should explain that quickly here. It's for ages 5 through 9, although, so Soren is almost 5, but he's doing just fine and loving this too. It's inspired learning through great books. And the whole point of 5 in a row is that you read the same picture book or children's book 5 days in a row. So Monday through Friday, for instance. And every day the teacher or parent selects from a whole menu of different activities or like tiny projects or even just simple conversations or discussions you can have with your kids. And they are split up by different subjects. So for instance, right now we are reading the book called 3 Names, which I actually have over here. So we have this book, 3 Names, and we've been reading it every day because I have already pre-planned and looked at the suggestions for 3 names in this book. So it has a couple, well, several for social studies activities that you could do, and several for language arts, several for art, several for math even, and science. And you just, like I said, it's like a menu, so you don't have to do every single thing, which I like. I like that flexibility because I was hesitant to jump into this curriculum even because I'm not a huge like projects all the time kind of mom, and I just didn't know if I could keep up with it. But I love how I can see what's feasible for our family during maybe a busy week, and I can be like, okay, a science activity, like more of a discussion or like a simpler worksheet is more easy than maybe a full-on experiment or something. But 5 in a row has already brought us so many sweet memories and projects. The way we're doing it, after I did some research, is we are doing lap books, so like a manila folder that opens up and it has all sorts of ways to kind of compile the information you've learned throughout the week. And it's really fun for the kids by the end of the week to see, oh, we've learned vocabulary words, and we've learned this aspect about art, and we've labeled the parts of a giraffe like we did last week. And it is just so much fun to go through children's books that way. And I know it sounds like it would be boring to read the same book 5 days in a row, but if you are a parent, you know you have probably read a lot of books many times in a row, and to read it just once per day is not a big deal. And then every day you're kind of unearthing or discovering more things about that book. For instance, like yesterday we were working on the concept of vanishing points, or a vanishing point in art, and the kids were painting, I shared about this on Instagram, but the kids were painting their own little prairie scene that had a road that vanished, you know, it went far away into the distance. And we talked about similes, because this book has a lot of similes and stuff like that. So anyway, 5 in a row has pleasantly surprised me. I thought it would be good. I had heard so many good things about it. I think I just need to do a whole dedicated video about it, so I stopped talking about it now. But 5 in a row has been a favorite of ours already. Now my final favorite is just our chickens. So I did have a video a little while back where I explained how and why we got chickens, and I think I showed them to you. Just real quick, I took the camera outside so you could meet them. But our chickens have just been really fun for us. It's kind of my way to pretend I'm homesteading here in town. We live in a town. It might be a small rural town, but we do live in town, and so I had to look up city ordinances and stuff to make sure everything was okay for us to get chickens in town. And it just kind of fell into our lap through Facebook Marketplace, and it has been so much fun having chickens. The kids still love them. I was wondering if, you know, the shine would wear off, if it would stop being as exciting for them to own chickens, but that hasn't been the case. All three kids are still really enamored with our chickens, especially Sophie, who has been reading chicken books all summer long, and she just has not stopped in her love of chickens. We are kind of leaning towards a chicken-themed birthday party at this point for her this fall because she loves them that much, and they are still a delight for us to take care of. And even last night, I was just so happy when I went out to check on them again after I put the kids to bed. I went out before it got dark outside, and I was, you know, refilling their water and stuff like that. But just the sounds that chickens make, it's so soothing, and we have really sweet ones too, especially Bubbles, our mama hen, is so sweet. And it's just been fun for us to have a pet. That's not our fish, we have fish as well, but our chickens have been a favorite of ours. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I always love reading your comments down below, so be sure to leave a comment with maybe something that has been a favorite for you this summer, or maybe if we have something that we match on, maybe we have some of the same favorites. But I also wanted to remind you that you can stay up to date with more of our everyday life if you follow me over on Instagram at Hannah B. Olson. It's B-E-E in the middle. And also I have an email list where I like to share what is new both on the blog and on YouTube, maybe some life updates, and then also I like to share a tried and true recipe idea or recommendation on my email newsletters that go out, so that's always really fun. I also have a free webinar for moms. It's a productivity webinar. It helps you to really manage your time well and think about how you are spending not only your time, but how you're dividing and categorizing up your day. I have found all of these tips and tricks that I share in that free webinar to be super helpful. I use those tips, you know, the strategies that I share every single day, and it has helped me to get a lot done during the day, even though I am home with them 24/7. Typically almost always without outside childcare, and also we homeschool. So there are ways to get things done and not feel like you are swamped and drowning and overwhelmed. We all have our moments, but I want to help you as much as I can. So be sure to check out that free webinar. It's called 4 Productivity Secrets for Moms of Young Children, or at least that's the overarching theme. I know it's a long title, but I hope it helps you. I also have an online homemaking and motherhood course. It's called the Present Mama Playbook, and it's actually wrapping up a current session right now as we reach the end of summer, which is super fun. It's so wonderful hearing how this course has helped other moms in their motherhood journeys. You can definitely sign up for the wait list for that down below too, so you don't miss out on hearing when it reopens for enrollment. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and I'll see you in my next one.
Yesterday